Good evening, folks. Welcome back to Jody Sports Nation. If you haven't already, definitely hit that like button and hit that subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell so you can see when my videos are coming out. Well. I wanted to talk about LeBron James. LeBron James been in the news for years now. He's been the topic of the town. He used to be one of my favorite players back in the first tier of his career when he was with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I didn't really care for him when he went to Miami, and I thought he was a coward, if you will. You know, he ran from the scrutiny of not winning a championship on his terms. So that's part of the reason why, you know, I don't really care for him too much. I mean, he's by far one of the greatest basketball players ever. He's arguably number two. He is chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan that you will never win. You'll never be number one. Sorry. But anyway, for this video, I want to talk about what I saw on Essentially Sports, where Cavs owner Dan Gilbert told to ignore LeBron James' temptation and focus on young roster. Now, LeBron James, if you like him or hate him, he destroys every team he's on once he leaves. He's about right now. Ever since he felt like he didn't have the right tools to win a championship with the Cavaliers in the early 2000s, anywhere he goes, he's assertive. You know, he got to have these players, these old players. He's not good with younger players. He don't develop them. You better be ready. That's what it is. You better be ready. And about the time I leave, you know, all the old players are done and the team is decimated. That's why I never liked the argument when they talked about Michael Jordan. When they said Michael Jordan, when he left to play baseball, the team was still winning. Well, the reason why the team was still winning because he had young players. He had a young Tony Kukoc, young Scottie Pippen. He didn't sit there and say, I wanted to play with all these old players who only got 2 or 3 years. See, that's the thing with LeBron James. He wants these old veteran players because he don't like to play with young players. Anyway, now there's speculations where LeBron James said basically he would come back to Cleveland. Now, only reason why I would like to see him back in Cleveland is because I think he's not a Laker. He's a guy who plays for the Lakers. He's a Cavalier. That's who he is. You know, Kobe Bryant was a Laker. Magic Johnson was a Laker. Shaq was a guy who played for the Lakers. So there's a distinction between that. He's not them, right? And he played most of his career in Cleveland, so I think he should end his career in Cleveland. However, I do agree with the owner, Dan Gilbert, not signing him because he has a great young team. The same thing that was going to happen when they had Kyrie Irving. They were not winning, but they were getting better. And then you have LeBron James coming there and mess up everything. They won the championship, great, but you know, he kind of leaves them stranded. And this is the point, he wants to do the same thing. He wants to have his son play with him, and he thinks since one of the assistant GMs, they used to play with LeBron way back in the day. So I think he feels like he got a little bit more pull there to get his son drafted. Again, I don't think Bronny is ready for the NBA right now. I think it's a selfish thing. I think you should let him grow, but I digress. So, just my point, I don't think that Dan Gilbert should do any more business with LeBron James. I think he should be done with him. They had you know, he made millions there. I just don't think he's good for the organization. I think LeBron should move on, and maybe when he wants to retire where he don't want to play, maybe he gets signed to a 10-day contract and retire with Cleveland, kind of like what the Scottie Pippen did with the Bulls. What do you think about this? Do you think Dan Gilbert should be obligated to sign LeBron James back whenever he decides to, or do you think they should just part ways and let him be? With that, leave a comment below, and I'll see you on the